Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Mumbi's Spiritual Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I'm reporting live and direct from 7D Reality, family. Just sending you all the love, all the bliss, all the hope, the perpetual abundance. We are in the best of times as much as we are in the worst of times. And you know, right now, we are the only ones who can really hold ourselves back. That's why I've just been consistently driving home the message of how important it is to seek our healing. Earlier, I think a couple of weeks ago, I did share about CPTSD. If you don't know what that is, look into it. It's childhood post-traumatic stress disorder that a lot of us chosen ones who grew up in these really toxic, narcissistic family and school environments, there's still that residue of trauma that affects us, family. So definitely check out that show. And you know, special shout out to the sponsor of this show, family, Beverly B. She is an ancient healer. She channels the energy of the ancient ones. She's both a seer, but she's got this gift where the ancient ones use her to heal through sound. And I actually went through that experience a couple of weeks ago during the 777 Lionsgate, family. I went through that experience. It was very intense because she does do individual sessions. Definitely check out her website, www, I'm even there right now, beverlybmusic.com. She does do where, for me, it's like she released certain energetic blocks that were in my system. And once those were released, family, I went through such an intense purging. And I feel like that's how even my spiritual tank was mingled in. Definitely check out that show. I don't know if I've posted it here yet, but she did this amazing individual session that had unlocked a lot of things, family, because you see, any disease or illness that you're suffering from is because of an internal imbalance, family, or a spiritual or a soul imbalance. And these physical drugs can't reach your soul. And that's why they may be like a Band-Aid where they help you for today, but they definitely won't keep helping you. Errol, cool down, and I'll give you a piece of fish. Chill. Okay, chill. Chill. Okay, chill. 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 So, family, the modern day medicine, because it's on such an external, it's like an external spirit that is running things. It focuses too much on this body, which is a vehicle. It's not even who you really are. And so her ancient healing sessions are just absolutely amazing, as an ancient sound healer. Absolutely, family. I can even vouch for them myself. Errol, sit down. And also, apart from that, she has actually just released, because I had such a heavy experience, family, and I actually needed some of my chakras to be rebalanced after that. Get down, Errol. Down. I actually had to get some of my chakras to be rebalanced, family, especially my sacral chakra. And she gave me one of the tracks on this album that she's done, which is really like powerful healing, which now just worked on, so you sit in a meditative state. And for so long, I'm sure you guys have come across all these, different online or YouTube videos about, do this and you'll clear this blockage, you'll clear that blockage. A lot of them I don't trust, because there's a lot of times that they put subliminal messages in that sound. So it's very hard to find a trusted person, but definitely check out her album, family, it's like Ancient Healing Sessions, www.beverlybmusic.com. You can see the link over here. I'll also put the link in the description, because, family, this leads me to the topic of what I was supposed to discuss today. We are in a season and time where we've moved into spiritual time. And I know I say that sometimes and you guys don't take me seriously, but we are in spiritual time, which means the physical will no longer work on its own. It won't even work as a Band-Aid. Now you have to move spiritually, you have to be thinking spiritually, you have to, be on spiritual time. be in your spiritual mind. Otherwise, you'll get caught in the countless loops that they already programmed into you before you crossed over into this new reality. And a lot of you who have been so dedicated to your healing and who have made incredible quantum leaps and strides, I thank you all for your emails, family. It just confirms that we're resonating, that there is somebody on this ship and we are moving forward. There are things now, family, and a lot of us, you know, as we went on initially our vegan journeys or whatever the journeys were, because I think now we've come full circle where we went to the extreme of veganism and now maybe we're being called to have certain meats in our system. Everyone's story is different. I don't even want to go into that. I could go so deep into that. I'm not going to go into that right now. Because nothing, even your food, must be a religion. Stories for other days. If you want me to do a video on that, definitely leave it in the comments. But I feel like we've come full circle in that sense, where we had to release so much, family, physically, because that was the initial density. And you know, we store memory in our blood through our emotions and through trauma. And this is how different diseases develop. And I think I shared this in another previous episode where I talked about how in different traditions, like in the healing traditions of the Hindus, for example, and even among the Agikoyo, whereas let's say in the Hindu traditions, we honor the ancestors, especially the ancestors of Agikoyo and Mumbi. So like the Hindu healing traditions, family, they'll usually tell you that, you know, if you have a pain in your right knee, it's because you're still bitter for this person, you know, for a male figure. If you have arthritis, it's because you haven't released this kind of, you know, emotion and trauma. If you have high blood pressure, you haven't released certain anxiety and certain post-traumatic stress disorder. So when it's triggered, it manifests physically as high blood pressure, as anxiety, as, you know, heart attacks, etc., etc. So a lot of us have spent the last couple of years removing all those spiritual blocks, which means we had to address the pain that put them there in the first place. And so it's felt like an emotional roller coaster. And it's like you think sometimes it's over and then it's just like rears its head. And a lot of us were also directed not to take Babylon drugs, family. We were directed to go back into the herbal ways. A lot of us, just by changing up our diet and going into eating more like what Mother Nature gives us, helps to reset us. And so, you know, some of us have not been sick in 5 years. Some of us have not been sick in 7 years. Like even taking medication seems like something so weird. A lot of us women were led to get off the painkillers we used to be given, you know, as teenagers to take care of like the menstrual cycle pain. You just had to either find a herb or just, you know, there are herbs though, family, you don't have to go that hard. But we were all, if you've been on this journey with me, we've all been led to let go of Babylon, all those parts of Babylon. And so, as I was saying, with the Hindu tradition, for example, they will attach certain blocked emotions, certain blocked memories to certain illnesses in the body. Whereas among the Agikoyo, for example, family, we always talk of like, by the time something is showing up physically in your body, it's like your soul is literally screaming. It's a distress call. Because everything has its root in our soul and in our spirit. So as spiritual beings having a human experience, we cannot think that we can just deal with the body, put a bandage on it, take a 14-day whatever, do this, do that, and that it will heal the original problem. And that's why these things keep reoccurring. And every time they reoccur, they get worse. And the reason even we're seeing such a great rise in, like, let's say mental illness among our people, among the melanated nations. Some may argue it's because now, people are more open to going to see a shrink, to going to see a counselor, to getting some kind of shamanistic help, which wasn't even totally unacceptable in the past. Remember, because all of us had to pretend we were strong just for the survival of the group. Stories for other days. So it's like it will never be resolved, family. The reason there's so much mental illness now that is being detected or flagged among our people is because the pills and potions ain't working anymore. The alcohol, all the things that we used to numb, many are above that now. Even if you were to return to that, you're a new person trying to return to an old habit, it won't work. And yet we still have some of those super deep-rooted, traumas that we haven't even, that some of us have even blanked from our mind. They may even have used drugs to blank them from our minds. And so anything physical, they physically suppress that. And so to penetrate that memory, to penetrate that trauma, which is what you must do to release it. And this is why they say it's a war. Because it's not easy to look at your 3-year-old self being raped or whatever, family. It's not easy to see your 5-year-old starving, even if it's for love. Being created, having this imbalance, to confront that will make you weep. Because you would cry for a child who was in that situation. So imagine seeing that is your reflection. That's why so many people reach a certain point of healing or of ascension, of moving up in the dimensions, expanding their minds, becoming much more sophisticated thinkers. And when I say sophisticated thinkers, we also have to become more sophisticated feelers, which requires us to work through this trauma and this pain. And so our people always knew by the time you're getting a physical reaction, a disease or an illness or an imbalance that is limiting you physically, it's because the spiritual side of that has not been confronted. And some of us do not have access to shamans, to healers. The real ones who are in this new world are emerging. Some may be there, but it is truly a great favor if you happen to cross paths with a true shaman who is ready to assist you now, family. That's some of the work that some of us who have so-called YouTube channels are doing. It's a deep work, family. It's not just about me sitting on this gorgeous pink couch chatting at you. And thanks for all the compliments you give me on the couch, family. I love you guys so much. That's why I keep doing this. Otherwise, I'd really just be, basking in 7D reality. And I may make that choice to do that, which is totally okay, because I think some of our roles was just to get people across the river or to get people back to the river. And the ancestors and the ancient ones would do the rest. And they are now here, both spiritually and physically. So we may be called to just, to sit on the bench for a while. But those are stories for other days. And so, family, there are some things in you that can really only be broken by some of the ancient healing techniques of our ancestors, which included sound. Sit, Errol. Okay, sit, calm down. Okay, calm down. Sit. I know, it's nice. By the way, in case you're curious, I'm giving him dried fish. So, our ancestors would use it, that's why we had drum circles, family, to drum those, those demons out of us. Errol, sit, stop it. That's what the shamans would do. They would target the spirit man or woman in you to find out what is wrong. And it was much more complex than that, family. And I'm going to have to do a whole separate show on this to explain why our people went so quickly into religion, because it's actually quite deep. But even the pyramids family were instruments. Our ancients practiced sound healing, and soundless restoration, sound creation. Sound is so powerful because in the beginning was the Word, family. And as I always say, in the end shall be the song. So definitely check out beverlybmusic.com, especially her album, Ancient Healing Sessions, which will help you. It's basically like a 3-hour healing therapy, which you just put on in the background. I would actually, purchase it and then download it so that you don't have the Wi-Fi interference, and just allow it, listen to it before you sleep. And, she described music to me as like taking vitamins. But I felt it deeper even as like it's our medication. Because what needs healing is the soul, man, family. And from there, this body will be healed. And I am living proof of that. The minute I started to unleash this and get this right, the body fell into perfect health. And now as we want to move into supermans and superwomans where we can literally fly, we have to go to the deepest root, and the only thing that can shake that is those ancient healing traditions, of which ancient sound is one of them. Stay uplifted, family. Stay joyful, stay happy. There's really nothing to worry yourself or concern yourself with, but make sure that every single day you are taking action to being a lighter, happier, freer, less judgmental, less this, just less anything version of yourself. And my greatest aspiration for you, family, is that you hit the highest timeline for your life in this dispensation, and you have an absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing experience.